welcome to my channel. My name is Brittany Butler. I go by Be on Beat here and on Instagram, where I spend a lot of time. So today we're going to talk about a different topic than I've been talking about on my channel, but I hope that it is helpful to you, and definitely let me know if you like, talking about these things. I can make more videos about them. But let's get right into them, because I'm sure you're new here since I'm just starting my channel. But like I said, my name is Brittany Butler, and we are going to talk about how to become a social media influencer. And this might be a little weird for me to talk about because I'm just starting, kind of, sort of, like I'll get into that a little bit. But I'm just starting. But the reason that I decided to talk about it is because when I started over again, I had a lot of questions, and I do have a really good friend who is popular here on YouTube and social media, so she was able to help me. But I just thought about, there were still some questions that I had because we do things a little bit different. She does something else on YouTube. So I thought it would be helpful to answer some of the things that I have answered for myself, and guys, basically bring you guys along on the journey of me becoming a social media influencer. And then also too, the reason that I did want to talk about it is because I did start reaching out to brands starting in December, and I was already able to book 14 different opportunities with brands. But there is a catch, and we're going to talk about that, so definitely stay watching if you want to figure out how to work with brands, because I know that's important and that's the whole point of it, right? Okay, so let's get into why I'm sharing this information, even though I'm just starting like you. One, I'm sharing it because I have had previous experiences online. Like, I do have a few YouTube videos, and then I also previously had digital content that I sold online. I did websites for people, so I do have some prior knowledge, some prior experience, but I'm starting over, doing something different. But those skills, of course, translate over into what I'm doing now with sharing makeup and hair videos on YouTube and social media. So that's why I'm kind of sharing a little bit of stuff to kind of speed you guys up from the little bit that I do already know. And then secondly, I think that sometimes when an influencer has already made it, you kind of forget what it's like in the beginning. Like, they can kind of point you into the things that they know, like consistency, good products, or good video and pictures. Obviously those things they do know help, and they know that's what got them there. But it's a little bit different when you've been doing it for years, you made it, versus I'm starting out just like you're starting out, so we can relate, and hopefully that's what's happening. So we got this, y'all. We can do this. So let's talk about where to start before you're reaching out to brands and how to get going. I'm sure you've watched several things before you landed here, and everyone says just to start. And the reason that people say just to start is because you can talk yourself out of it, and I don't want you to talk yourself out of it. There's a million insecurities, a million things you think you need to start, when really, if you're on here or wherever you are on social media sharing something that's valuable, then it'll do what it's supposed to do. And so that, honestly, that's pretty much where I have landed in understanding what's going to capture people. And if it's a valuable content, meaning no one wants to see your outfit of the day and it's this basic outfit. I'm definitely in the school of thought of post what you want to post, but you also have to consider, when people are saying high value content, the reason that our high quality content, of course, it's going to be the look, but it's a little bit deeper than that. Because honestly, if something is helpful, especially if it's like hair or a makeup hack, it doesn't really matter what the video looks like if we look at it and we're like, let me try that. I try it and it works. So that's what people are looking for. They're not necessarily, I mean, I guess there is some type of watching people and maybe wanting to live their life, aspire to live life the way that they are. But if you want to go far as content and being an influencer, you're gonna have to help people, and they don't want to see your basic outfits that are things that you know, aren't fresh or something they wouldn't have thought of and something that they can relate to. So it sounds easy, but it's not as easy as you think, because sometimes we are selfish with our content. We want to post what we want to post, but you have to think about how is that helping the person on the other end. Like, even if you show your kids, yes, your kids may be cute and they may be funny to you, but if you're gonna share that, it has to be a moment that other people can relate to, if that makes sense. So yeah, kids are always cute. Like, we want to see kids, but you also have to understand, like, how is that helping your audience? So it doesn't always have to be educational. It could be funny, but you have to make sure it's actually really funny. It could be entertaining. It could make someone feel better that day. If they were feeling sad, it could be something encouraging that really picked them up. Yeah, so you basically have to take yourself out of the equation when you're creating content. And of course, it has to be something that you want to create. So you have to find this perfect marriage of something that people want to see, and something that's valuable, and something that you're good at, and something that you want to create content on. And then that is the recipe. And yeah, you know, you have to definitely stay at it. It's not an overnight thing. It's still you can have that marriage, and it may not happen right away. So that's something that we understand, but sometimes it's hard to stay consistent when you're just starting. So that's the next thing that I want to talk about. Oh no, so actually, before we go to talking about that, let's talk about starting out. And I don't want to make this too long, but there's so much to tell you guys, so we'll see. I may have to do like a part 2. But when you're starting out, content is your best friend. Before you can work with brands, you're going to have something to show them. So that means taking pictures of yourself. That means taking video of yourself. And if you are on social media right now, which obviously you are, then you already know that video content is king. And we'll talk about that when I talk about the influencer marketplace. Video is like the thing. So if you want to get good at something, get good at being on camera, filming yourself, having visual content. Of course, you obviously have to have something, you know, good at, that you're good at, and something to actually talk about, but video is going to be where it's at. Okay, y'all, the devil is busy. It keeps acting crazy as far as my memory card. There's some numbers flashing right now. I don't know what those numbers are, but hopefully everything stays on so we can finish this video. So let's get into it. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. So the next thing is, you don't need to worry about all the fancy things that you think you need. So example would be email address, a business email address, and a website. I'm not saying that you don't need those things eventually and you don't want those things eventually, but remove some of those barriers that you're creating to stop you from starting. Like, people rarely go on a website. I mean, I have my website. I don't really plug it. I don't talk about it, but I've been able to start working with brands without, you know, I mean, they ask for your website, but it's not what they are really after. They need social media content, so that's what they're usually after. And then as far as the business email, I don't see anything stopping, because I don't have, you know, I don't have a business email for my website. Even though I do have a website, I just use Gmail. Everything works still the same. They're emailing me. They're not like, hey, you don't have a business email. And maybe they are, and I don't know that, but so far it hasn't stopped anything. So just start with what you have. If you have your phone, start with your phone. So yeah, let's talk about equipment. And before we get into equipment, I just want to say that when you're starting, you already know that it's going to be slow for people to pick up on it. And don't look necessarily for family and friends to be like all excited as you are about something that you started new. Doesn't mean they don't see you. Doesn't mean they don't support you. It's just not their thing. It's your thing. So don't be discouraged by that. Also, do not be discouraged by, you know, putting out a reel or a TikTok video and it not getting that many views. Like, you have to think, long term about this and think about the content that you want your brand to stand for, and that's the kind of content that you need to create, so that when you do have that video that does go viral, then they have all these other things to watch. So if you're just doing only trending videos and trending audio, once that one video does really make it, what if the video one is not what you do? For instance, example, makeup. So if I go viral and the video isn't about makeup, and then they come to my page and it's all this makeup and hair stuff, then they may not even follow me. You know, that's a hit or miss. Or if I'm only making all these silly videos, but I really wanted to be making makeup videos, when someone follows me for that video that went viral that was silly, then they're not going to want to see if I start switching over and doing hair and makeup content, which is what I want to actually create. So think about your videos in the long term, even if not that many people are watching them right now. So that's what I've been doing. Like, I'm just putting basic, you know, steps to do your makeup, even if they're not getting that many views. So because it only takes one video, so I get that one video that people are watching, then they're gonna want to go to my page, and I need to have something else there to keep them there. If I only had that one video that went viral, they may not follow me. It's like, okay, well, she just had this one makeup video, there's nothing else on her page. So just understand that you are in building mode, and it's gonna take time. And then also you're practicing, and you're gonna get better and better and better. I had a conversation with a friend who does something similar. She does makeup, and she's like, you keep posting these videos, and every time you post it, it's getting better and better, and people will see that. And then when you're ready to reach out to brands, your content is up to par, and they may be reaching out to you, and I'll talk about that too. So don't be discouraged by not a lot of people like blowing you up, because your time will come. You just gotta stick with it. If I would have stuck with it before, back when I was doing it before, who knows where I would be right now. I mean, don't beat yourself up, but just keep going. So that is really important. Okay, so I don't want to go too deep into equipment, because I don't have like, well, I mean, I have decent equipment, but I don't want to go too deep into it. And I will try to put a list together of all the things that I do have to get you started, just so you know. So right now I'm shooting on the Canon G7X, and it is more like a vlogging camera, and I feel like I just went with the information I had at the time, honestly. But knowing what kind of content I want to shoot, being makeup and being up close, I probably should have gotten a camera that's not point and shoot. I should have got a camera where I can change the lens. That way I can get like the blurry background and just really good pictures. Now this is getting the job done. This plus I got a new iPhone, so I have the iPhone 13. So between the two, I'm able to get where I need to go. But the most important part really is the lighting. Okay, so I would say if you're going to invest in anything, it would be the lighting, because especially if you're a mom like me, because right now it is 9 p.m. I have a full-time job. I have 4 kids, so I can't always record around daylight. And then also where I'm recording, I don't always have the convenience of recording in front of a window and getting good lighting. So I think lighting is really gonna make a difference, especially depending on what your niche, however you wanna say it, niche is. But for me, it's makeup. So obviously people need to see the detail. So it's important that my lighting is up to par. So I will link below the lights that I have, but I did just purchase like a spotlight that someone here on YouTube recommended, and I think I like it. I mean, I'm using it right now, and let's just see what it looks like if I cut it off. I don't know if it's too different now. I will say I do have a ring light. So I have a ring light, and in the center of the ring light, I have the spotlight. So I don't know if it looks too different, but honestly, I mean, I do have lights here in the bathroom. I have the ring light, and then I have the spotlight. I also have 2 other lights that I will link to that can turn into soft boxes. I've never turned them into soft boxes, but I do need to figure out what does that look like. But you can use them. They're like almost like barn door lights. So all of those are getting me where I need to go. I think I'm done with purchasing lighting for the time being, hopefully. I think so. I think I'm good, because at this point that's like 4 lights. I think it works. So I'm gonna turn the spotlight back on, and then we'll move over to the next. Okay, and so if you're starting here on YouTube, then of course you're going to need a camera. You can use your phone. You're going to need lights. And then even beyond just having a video camera, you're going to need a way to take pictures. Even if you're not putting a bunch of pictures up on Instagram, you're going to need those pictures as covers. So, you know, Reels takes covers. YouTube here takes covers. So you need to have a way to take pictures of yourself, and you need to have a way to take pictures of yourself by yourself. Because everyone's not gonna always want to take pictures of you. And then also you might have something in mind that you're going for, and you might have to take like 100 pictures just to get it. So it's important to have a way to shoot yourself. So right now I have this on a tripod, and then when I'm taking pictures, I can hook this camera up to my phone and press shoot on my phone. But then I have to also make sure my phone is not showing. For the most part, I take pictures this way for makeup, so it's not really a big deal. But if you want to do some like body shots, then you may want to use your phone. So then also with this tripod, I can take my camera off and put my phone, and I can use Lens Buddy to take pictures of myself. Or I have the little remote, I should have brought it, where I can Bluetooth into my phone, and I can just snap and take pictures of myself. If you buy this tripod, I'll attach it. The tripod comes with one of those little remotes. Usually any photo equipment that you buy, they're going to send you that little remote. I think even if you buy the lights, the remote comes with it. So you will need that so that you can take pictures of yourself. Okay, so let's get into working with brands. So like I told you in the beginning, I started reaching out to brands in December. So actually what happened is, it was funny because I started saying, you know what, I need to reach out to brands. And I talked to my friend who already does this for a living and kind of was asking her questions. So she was pointing me in the right direction of resources to sign up for, and we'll talk about those. And then right when we were having this conversation, a few days later, I got an email from this brand about them sending me some stuff. So right away, I did feel comfortable asking them for money, even though I had worked with the brand before. And they did say they didn't have a budget for it. And I was like, you know what, that's okay, because I literally haven't worked with anyone. This way I can see how the exchange, the back and forth, like what you asked me for, you know, we have these kind of concepts in our head, but we're not really sure how they play out. Will I be able to do my part? Will they like my images? You know, all that stuff. So I'm like, let me just take this opportunity. And so that went really well. They actually asked me to do something else for them after I finished the first campaign. But yeah, so I say all that to say that actually someone reached out to me first. But then to take it a step further, because then I got my confidence boost, like, oh, okay, well, I at least know we can email back and forth. You're gonna ask me for this, I'll create this and I'll send it to you, you know? So then I signed up for the different influencer marketplaces, and I will link all the ones that I know below. And I know quite a few really quickly, because whenever I like something or I'm thinking to do something, I just go all in. So anyway, so on these influencer marketplace, it's almost like you're bidding to work with them. So this is why it's important to have your content already built up, because they're going to want to see examples of something that you've done similar, even if it's not exactly like what they want you to promote or sell, they want to see something, because they're not going to just hire you even for free without some type of proof that when they send you what they're asking for, that one, you'll actually create it and that it's going to look good in the end, right? It has to be mutually beneficial. So I will say that the two companies, and really the one company that I've done a lot of stuff with really fast. So I don't know if I already said I worked with 14 brands since December, mid-December to today's date, which is like the 24th or something, February of the next year. So that's a lot of people really fast. So Cohley is the marketplace that I have been able to secure this, I think it's 4 brand deals, might be 3 so far. But the catch, so all of these 14, with the exception of 1, have been just gifting, and they have been in exchange. So yeah, we'll get there. So I'll talk about the one that I actually was paid for. So since I have started this journey, I did realize that there are brands who will ask you to make content for them, and you don't have to post the content. I did not know that. So let's just say they need an IG reel for their company. They want you to record it, but you don't have to post it on your social media. And I know that may seem weird, but it's actually really, it can be really beneficial for you and another source of income. So the reason that it's beneficial for you is, 1, because you get paid, and then 2, when you start deciding that you're going to work with brands, you still want to have a healthy mix of your content that you would have just created on your own, that you know your audience wants and that your audience is used to seeing from you. But if you just brand and you're not finding ways to make it organic, then you may lose your audience. So it's a really great way to like supplement your income if you do video and picture content for brands and you don't have to post it. It's almost like a win-win. And so that's the only one that I've gotten paid for so far, is one that I didn't even have to post on my social media. So they gave me the lines that they wanted me to say, and then I recorded it, I sent it back. I don't even know what they're gonna do with the video, but anyway. And it was really simple because they paid me right once I sent the video, and then I think there might have been like a 2 to 3 day period of waiting for the money to be sent into my account. And so that is an app on your phone, and it's called Insense, I think is how you pronounce it. But like I said, I will make sure to link all the marketplaces that I'm familiar with. And yeah, so like I said, on the marketplace, they want content. Some of them will ask you for a media kit. I don't think it's a must, but I do think that you want to get your media kit together if you're going to be reaching out to brands on your own organically. Now, I have not done a ton of reaching out organically. I've been mostly using the marketplaces, but I think that now that I have these under my belt, I'm going to start reaching out to more brands, because then I can open up the door to talk about payment. Because what I noticed, and kind of the main reason that I wanted to make this video, is so we can have a conversation about it. And you know, if you're just starting out like me, or even once you've been doing it for a while, you may not know a lot of people around you who do it, and do it at a high level where you can have these conversations and understand like, how in the world is this supposed to work? You know, people talk about it, but you don't know like the ins and outs. So what I have found on these influencer places, I don't know why that keeps sounding so weird to say places, but anyway, I found that I understand you have to start somewhere, and you guys, you do have to start somewhere, and I know you have to figure out if each exchange is worth it. And so far, I do feel like the experience has been worth it, because I'm able to use that content and I can get my feet wet with how all this works. But it is a lot of work to create video content. And the theme that I'm seeing on these influencer marketplace is that they want videos. They want reels, they want TikTok videos. They want video because that's what's selling and that's what's grabbing people's attention. And then they want to play this like, oh, well, if I give you the product and then this goes well, then I'll post you on my social media. But we all know that people follow people. Like in most cases, we're not following some of our favorite brands. Sometimes we are, but in most cases we aren't. And if we are, we're not getting on our Instagram like, hey, you know, I wonder what such and such brand is doing today. No, we're wondering what our friends are doing today, our favorite influencer. We're watching their stories, we're seeing their organic content, and then, you know, whatever they slide in as far as their brand partnerships. So I know, for instance, I posted for a particular brand and then they posted my picture, and I can't remember if they posted the video, but anyway, I got more comments and engagement on my post than they did, and they have more followers than me. So it's like, you know, and depending on what brand it is, even if they do have a lot of followers, if their followers, for instance, if it's like like say you do something for a car company like Chevrolet or something like that. Say you put some content together for them. So they go post you on their page and they tag you. Well, most of their followers are probably not going to follow you. You might be better off if you do makeup and a makeup brand reposts you, and then the people that follow their page are really into makeup. So you do have to be, you know, kind of strategic about it. But like I said, people follow people. So understand that you have a value. You're creating this content. Video content takes a lot to create. You have to have your lighting together. You have to have your sound together. You have to have your look together. You have to put props together. You have to put your wardrobe together. And they just want to do an exchange. And so I've been telling people that, you know, they are taking advantage of the fact that people want to become influencers. That's how I'm looking at it, because they're like, oh, well, they want to work with brands, so we're like the, you know, dangling the golden ticket basically. So they'll work with us even if we're not going to pay them, and then we're like, yeah, hey, we'll work with you even if you don't pay us, you know. So yeah, do not sell yourself short. I think you definitely have to do some gifting and exchanging, even probably throughout your career, but definitely at the beginning. And it's going to help you build your media kit. It's going to help you build that muscle. But I am now at the point where I need to slow down on the gifting and just go ahead and put myself out there and ask for the money. And then if they say no, then I will spend that time continuing to build my audience, because the thing about it is they only want to pay for the most part if you have a large audience. But what I've been realizing is that it's not that you can't grow an audience by working with the brands, but if that becomes to be filling up your content calendar, then you're not doing some of the content that may get you organic following. Does that make sense? I hope it does. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. So if, you know, I reach out to someone or they reach out to me and I ask for some type of payment, it doesn't have to be anything crazy, but something that's fair, and they say no, well, I might have to just say, well, let me know when you guys have opportunities that are paid. And then use that time to continue to build up my content and build up my audience. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. So you know, let me know in the comments, where you at with it. Are you just starting? Are you with me? Like, why is everything this exchange, or what's the other one, like commission based? Like, yeah, so those are just some of the things that I'm thinking. I made this video because I wanted to encourage you and encourage myself to keep going, because it can be discouraging when you're first starting. So let me know if you have any questions about the marketplace, equipment, how to get started, just want to have a conversation, let me know down below. Make sure to follow me on Instagram. That's where I post the most, and that's Be on Beat. And yeah, so definitely let me know if you have, like I said, any questions, and I will see you guys next time. And let me know if you want me to do another part answering some questions that I didn't even think about, or things that you want to know. We got this. We need to keep going. So good, better, best. Never let it rest until you're good. It's your better, and your better is the best. And I will see you guys next time, and thanks for watching.